I just feel like since the robot overlords have taken over, we've had the youth have lost their connection with the teachers, their robotic teachers. That doesn't seem right.
I agree, like, I wish we could just show them how they did in the good old days.
I know, same, honestly.
Whoa, look at that, dude.
Well, I think this is some sort of chip. We need to put this into the converter. All right, let's put it in the converter. Yes, we need to watch this. This is going to be so informative.
Startled me. Catching up. It's light reading. My name is Jeffrey Gross. I'm a youth practitioner and New York Times best-selling author with works such as Youth, a memoir, Am I My Own Worst Enemy, an autobiography. And who can forget studying youth development in a non-scholastic context, a retelling of life events. Where are we? Well, this is our little speck of heaven. The Gross Youth Development Center for Young Adolescents, or TGY, DCYA for short. Come on, I want to show you guys something. 2 years ago, after meeting with the Dalai Lama and many other personalities, seeing other places, going to many life events, life-altering events, I realized that there was a hole in this world. There wasn't a youth development after-school program that really used all of the values that I believe in and have found throughout the years. So, I created this place. And now, you're going to get an inside look and a crash course on how we run it and how I believe every after-school program should be run. Come on, guys, let's go. First off, I want to tell you about how we communicate around here. Now, in a paper I read by Penrose in 1996, they said there were 2 types of youth worker languages that were used in these after-school programs. Now, one is shunned. That is known as unilateral youth worker language. And the other, we love it around here. It's called Power Youth Worker Language. I'm going to show you an example of both with my helpers, Jimmy and Timmy. Hey guys, now before you all speak, I know your past is troubled youth, and I believe this is your issue, okay? I know you two did it. Doesn't matter if I don't have evidence. I know what I know, and I see you guys as the problem. And scene. What I just did there is I made these two the problem. They weren't the problem. They could have done it, they might not have done it, But what I did is I assumed. I said, you had a troubled past, and that's why I'm going to make my assumption. That is the key problem with unilateral youth worker language. You're making the kid the problem. Now, with Jimmy and Tim's help, I'm going to show you how we use empowering youth worker language around here. Same thing's going to happen, but as you'll see, we're going to get a much different result. Thought I heard it crashing here, guys. Now, either of you wouldn't know who did this, right? Okay, that's fine, guys. Hey, I just want to work together as a team, because I think if we do that, we come together, we can get to the bottom of this. How does that sound, guys? Yeah? That sound good? And scene. Now, the key difference with empowering youth worker language is that instead of making them the problem, I wanted to make them my allies. So I used words such as team, right, and solving the problem. Because if you're looking at the kid as the problem, that's where your after-school program is going to fail. Come on, let's go, guys. Now, the next thing I want to show you all is something that we try to create here. It's called a youth-adult partnership. Now what that is a bond created between a youth and adult that has a lot of give and take. It allows for them to feed and learn off of each other. Now, in a great paper written by Kameno in 2005, she pointed out 3 pitfalls that come with these youth-adult partnerships. Now, I want to show you those pitfalls, a couple ways you can avoid the pits. Hey there. So for the first pitfall in youth-adult partnerships, we find that the students believe that the adults should be the ones who are also learning with them. It shouldn't be a one-sided relationship. It should be a partnership. Now, I got young Timmy here. He's going to show me a couple things about how the youth are conducting themselves these days. So Timmy, what's that game you guys are playing these days? What's it called? Fart Night?
Ha, Mr. Gross, it's Fortnite.
I can't keep up with these kids. They're way past me. Well, why don't you show me one of the dances you guys do?
This one's my favorite. It's called the floss.
I guess I'll try it.
Oh, Mr. Gross.
I can't do it. Man, these kids. Another common pitfall that we see with youth-adult partnerships is that there's never enough dialogue talking about the dynamic between the youth and the adult. So here, I have a little bit of support group ready with us to talk about some of these issues. Jimmy, what's something you think we could change?
Well, I just feel like, me personally, there's too much, focus put on me as a individual. I feel like there needs to be more of a, dialogue between us and the mentors.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jimmy. I really appreciate that. And we will work to better ourselves. Now, what do you guys think we should do?
We would like more Xboxes at the center, if possible.
These cheeky rascals, always trying to get one past me. Now, for the third pitfall laid out in Kameno in her paper, it's that in youth-adult partnerships, it's believed that the youth are supposed to be doing all things of importance. Now, at the center here, we believe of free spirits, free reign, having your fun. It's important to know that in doing this, the youth might not have certain leadership principles or goals that the adults possess. That's why, to avoid this pitfall, one must interject when needed. Obviously give the kids their space, but here, when we believe we're needed, we'll go in, and if we're doing something like a volunteer event or some sort of community service work, the adults will be ready, willing, and able to help and guide when needed. Oh, and for our third and final part, I want to show you something that we found from a great paper by Rhodes in 2004 about developing your youth after-school program. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of the practices and concepts she laid out in that paper here. Stick along for the ride. Now, when you're trying to create an empowering and strong environment for your youth after-school program, one thing you need to do is make sure that the mentors you pick are ones that can help your youth grow. So, Braxton here, he's been having trouble resolving conflict with others here at the program. So, I sat him down and we're having a little heart-to-heart.
Well, a lot of the time, I feel like others just get my space and I just don't know how to resolve it. I just kind of explode, just get so angry.
And again, those feelings are warranted. I was young too, but I think what we need to think about is how others feel about our actions. So next time you get angry, why don't you sit the person down and talk to them a little bit about how you feel and how they feel. How's that sound?
Gee, thanks, Mr. G.
Another important thing that we believe here is that we need to foster growth for our students. One way we do that here is by implementing a tactic we call scaffolding, where you're asking leading questions to the youth and letting them go up and figure out on their own from the base you've built. Now, I'm here with Jimmy, and he's having trouble with his math homework. Let's go in. What's the problem?
Well, Mr. G, I've just been working on this geometry problem. We just learned Pythagorean's theorem, and I'm having trouble matching up like the equation with the problem.
I know, it can be tough, but here, what if I showed you this? What if I make this side C? What does that tell you about the equation?
Oh, so A and B are the other side lengths?
Exactly.
Oh, okay, so then you just plug it in like this. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared.
And there we go. That's how you do it.
Oh, thanks, Mr. G. That was awesome.
Of course. Thank you all for watching. We hope you learned something today, and we hope that you can implement this in your everyday life and your programs. But, you know, the only thing I wish you can do, that we do here, is have a little fun. Because we like to have fun together!
Wow, that was informative.
You want to go change the world?
Let's do it.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend.